to start in a large bowl, remember when you're baking, one of the first things you always want to do is cream your fat with sugar. So creaming is literally mixing your butter with your sugar or your margarine or your shortening, if that's what you're using. It cuts tiny microscopic holes into the butter, and that lets some air in, so it helps provide a light and fluffy texture later on. So we need 1 1/4 cup of sugar. So these, there's 1 cup. What's that?
So since my margarine was already a little bit soft, it's going to be kind of easy to mix in. And at this point, because the liquid part is not added, I'm not going to risk over mixing it. It's once you start adding the liquid that you have to be careful. And we want our muffin dough to be a little on the lumpy side as it is.
So I'm going to add the flour. I just need 2 cups. And so if we talk about what the function of our ingredients are, we've got sugar. What does sugar do for us in the baked goods here? Yeah, sweetness, a flavor. What inputs the holes in the butter? Yes, important for that. What does the butter bring to the party? Anybody know?
Some fat.
Yep, but what does fat do to baked goods? Anybody know?
Makes it fluffy.
It makes it tender. So the fats make things tender. They also bring some flavor, and the golden brown color comes from the sugar and the butter combined too. All right, so there's our flour. Then I need to add just a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, so a small amount of salt. It always seems weird to add salt to baked goods, but that comes into play, like I said, with those chemical reactions, and also it's a flavor enhancer. It brings out the flavor of other ingredients. And 1/2 teaspoon is the difference between baking powder and baking soda is?
The baking powder has an acid in it already.
Yes, you guys did catch it. So yeah, so baking soda needs an acidic ingredient for it to react. So the reaction is you've probably mixed them together with vinegar before or seen those like science volcanoes. When you mix them together, they bubble up, and then that air that they give off is part of the leavening. If you don't have an acidic ingredient though, it doesn't really work as well, and you'll get like a weird metallic-y taste in your food. Like sometimes people make pancakes and they accidentally add baking soda instead of baking powder, and it tastes terrible. Has the baking soda already mixed with an acid, so you don't have to worry about adding one, and it won't give you that weird taste. Okay, so baking powder, I need 2 teaspoons. All what we call like moistened. So it's, like I said, lumpy, but I don't see any major dry spots. On the bottom there's a little bit. One seems like a lot to me, but I'll throw it in.
A lot of sugar.
Luckily, you guys are splitting this with a friend. If you guys want tomorrow, I'm getting a lot of comments on sugar, and I agree with you. Sugar's not great. If you want to cut down on the sugar, we could try this with less sugar tomorrow. But like, keeping in mind how much sugar's in here, obviously maybe don't eat all 4 muffins, or like give some to friends or take some home to your parents. You could write them a cute little card and give them a muffin.